Once I realized that the best way to waste my life is to fly through it at speed, not thinking about anything and not noticing anything around, seeing only a ghostly girl ahead. And the best way to live my life is to feel it slowly, enjoying the present moment. And what is needed for this? Not that much. My dear friend, let's talk about living in the present moment. While this may seem like an art form, in fact it's a usual skill available to everyone and is not difficult to learn. It may seem incomprehensible, even incredible, but the first thing you need to do is to slow down rather than to speed up in order to achieve results. In other words, it's about slowing down to find the quality and joy of life. I will explain in more detail how to do this in my next videos. For now, I would like to emphasize that this first step is essential. It forms the foundation, the core, the basis that allows you to truly experience life in all its colors and flavors. Although in this frantic world where we're used to high speeds and autopilot, it is almost impossible to do this. We just get from point A to point B, reach the goal, without experiencing the journey along the way. And that's what life is. It is a journey between points A and B. It is not always long, so we should hurry to slow down in order to have time to live, which means to feel and savor life's journey. Today, one of the ways to slow down for me is cooking. I guess you could describe it as slow food by analogy with fast food. You can have your own way, a hobby, a slow walk, meditation, fishing. Ideally, of course, if you do everything slowly and mindfully throughout the day. But I can't really do that all the time. There's always something urgent that needs to get done. However, I've noticed that one slowly lived thing a day is a kind of mindfulness simulator that trains me to be more aware and qualitatively live both those quick tasks and those daily chores and responsibilities that I used to do on autopilot. So today my exercise is dinner, which I start cooking almost 24 hours in advance. I'm putting the dough for the buns following my grandma's recipe, which takes time and effort. Buying bread would be so much easier and faster, right? My dough won't even be yeast-based. I use a homemade sourdough starter. But this process helps me to learn to focus on quality rather than speed. If you make an effort to slow down whenever possible, you'll likely find such opportunities throughout the day. It might even become a habit soon. Why it's nice? Because you will feel new sensations, see things you didn't notice before, and even be surprised how much more you can achieve if you don't constantly rush. Time seems to stretch out because you are living every second to the fullest, and at some point you really feel the very present moment everybody talks about. The very here and now. This can happen while you are sweeping the floor washing the dishes, walking, listening to the birds, driving, or cooking a meal, or whether you need to be fully immersed in what you are doing. Isn't that why monks, saints, and other enlightened folks of different traditions were engaged in the most ordinary, routine, and mundane activities? It is a really good practice of mindfulness to give yourself completely to what you are doing here and now. And it's actually pretty simple. There's nothing too complicated about it. The only challenge is that we've been trained to multitask in order to be efficient and successful in life. We eat and watch a video, cook, clean, drive, do our work and listen to music or podcast, take a walk with kids, chat with loved ones, and simultaneously scroll through something and respond to messages. In order to save time, we do several things at once. We've become multitaskers. And we think that happiness is a goal rather than freedom from goals. We all have our own goals. Some are big, some are small, but they are all important. They're like a prize, a big prize. For some people, they're about luxury and status. For others, it's a matter of survival and sustenance. In any case, one should devote as much time, effort, and attention to it as possible at the expense of what is less significant. Why listen to the sound of rain when you could be doing something more productive? Why walk under the moon, especially just to walk? Why play with your kids when they can watch cartoons instead? Of course, they're developing cartoons. Why cook when food can just be heated or ordered? In general, why get distracted from the main thing, from the great goal? My big goal for today is soup and garlic buns. Although I used to think that my goal was a career, then family, enlightenment, or escaping the matrix, now I see that my great goal was not so great. Like a flighty lady, it often changed moods and changed my life with its whims. Now I just want to live for the sake of living, not to achieve something or succeed. It's not so easy as this time-consuming dinner though. There are always other girls that try to pull me in different directions. So I'll probably have to cook 100 garlic buns before I master the art of living in the moment. But I know I can get there, just like you, my dear friend. Choose something you can do every day but more slowly than usual. Living each moment and being fully present. Make it your daily habit, maybe a ritual, perhaps a sacred practice or a prayer that will help you to take a break from stress, from your thoughts, from the rat race or the pursuit of results and goals, big or small. Soon it's going to change you and your life a lot. Well, my grandma's soup with garlic buns is the king of slow food. I cook the broth and stew vegetables separately. Then I prepare a special beet broth. I put a spoonful of apple cider vinegar in it, and at the very end I add this bright beet nectar to the broth and bring it to a boil. Thus, the soup acquires simply divine taste and color. And of course, such a noble meal should be eaten without distractions like watching videos, texting, or even conversations. You should just enjoy every bite. It's so simple and yet so difficult to just sit down and eat nowadays, savoring every spoonful of its rich taste, every crunchy piece of fragrant garlic buns. Once I realized that the best way to waste my life is to fly through it at speed, not thinking about anything and not noticing anything around, seeing only a ghostly goal ahead. And the best way to live my life is to feel it slowly, enjoying the present moment. And what is needed for this? Not that much. All I have to do is slow down, stop, and look at everything from the outside. But how? Just being aware. Just being aware that life is not what we're used to think of it, and not what we're told about it. Life is the eyes, voices, and movements of people. It's their thoughts, feelings, actions. It is the atmosphere, sounds, tastes, colors, smells. These are the difficulties and trials we go through. Life is the everyday air that people breathe. However, it may seem that life consists of stories from the newsfeed. But a slow life is the silence flowing inside you. Fast news and vigorous vlogs are not suitable for seeing and feeling life. Life requires much more depth and contemplation. One day I realized that real life begins as soon as you feel that you are no longer interested in the ideas of the external world. You consciously move away from it, letting things happen. Gradually, you become a witness rather than a participant in the current circumstances and events. You begin to notice the details that make up the big picture. Soon you yourself become the author and performer of your life. You live every moment as the first and the last, as the only possible one. Feeling the breath flowing through you like a warm summer breeze, you give yourself a piece of life in the present moment. Presence is our natural state. It is bright and serene like the dawn, pleasant and warm like the rays of the morning sun. In the here and now state, which is exactly inner state, we are devoid of fuss, worries, anxieties, fears and suffering, but we are filled with quiet joy and tranquility. We connect with inner wisdom. We know what is right for us. We allow ourselves to feel our needs, and we begin to know the true self. Everything is as it should be, because we just let everything be. Presence is healthy food, clean water, and fresh air for our consciousness. We need all this every day. All this is what a simple, slow life can give. All this is what I want to share with you on this channel, my dear friend. With love, your Dreamy.